is Julio. I am a 28-year-old engineer, full-time, and a part-time real estate investor, self-proclaimed. And actually, I just purchased my fourth investment property, so I feel like I can use that title. I would like to talk a little bit today about what the house hacking strategy is, which is the strategy I've been using, and the reason being that I feel like a lot of people are put off the idea of investing in real estate. They thought about it, they just didn't dive into it due to knowledge gaps. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, and there's a lot of conflicting information, but I feel like sharing the actual strategy that I've used could help others out there that have been kind of teetering back and forth if they should even give it a shot or try. So house hacking is the strategy that I've used to purchase all four of my properties, and it's just a trendy name that refers to the idea of purchasing a property for usually a very low down payment, unlike the 20% that is normally required for an investment property. So the way I've been doing it for my first three properties, I did a 5% down payment, and the last one I used an FHA loan, which is a 3.5% down payment. So you're talking about a quarter or less of the cost that it would normally take you to buy an investment property. Now, the other portion of this, not only are you putting down a way smaller amount of money as your down payment to get into an asset that you can later use as an investment property, but also normally house hacking is referred to as renting a portion of your home. Now, the funny thing here is, though, that it doesn't necessarily just apply to single-family homes. So when I say you have to rent part of your home, a lot of people think like, oh, I need to get roommates. And yes, I have actually done that. That's my preferred method, which I'll talk about more here in a bit in greater detail. But normally, or funnily enough, actually, the term house hacking can apply up to a 4-unit. So weirdly enough, the lending standards consider duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, which is just 2, 3, 4-unit properties, as single-family homes. And all that means is that you can give a 5% down payment as long as you're intending to live in one of those units or in that property. You can do that 5%, same rules kind of apply. But anyways, what I'm trying to get to is that you can get into a very large asset that you can later turn into an investment property, to be specific, 1 year after you purchase it and 1 year after you've been living in it. This could be a rental, so you can move out and repeat the process, which is essentially what I've done the last 5 years, and the reason why I now have 4 properties. So obviously, disclaimer, and it might be like stating the obvious, but it does help to have some savings. And actually, I mean, you do need money. You can't just do it kind of for free to do the strategy. But you're talking about a sum that a lot of people would otherwise, like maybe a lot of people are under the impression that you need 20% down to get into an investment property. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that you can do this. It's very feasible. If you're able to save down, I think for the majority of mine is around 20,000 for the first house. Like if you can manage to somehow lower your expenses down for a whole year and save up $20,000, you can get your foot in the door and get yourself a small property for around $20,000, $30,000 in today's market, and do what I did. So you can get roommates even if it's a single family home. Actually, in the last property that I purchased, this duplex, I'm not only renting out by the room the other unit, but even the unit I'm living in has 3 bedrooms, and I live in one, and I'm renting the other 2. So there are of course some sacrifices that one can make, and you kind of get to choose your heart, right? Either you kind of sacrifice something now, but for something that could later down the road become this huge income producing asset.